You don't copy. Just give it to me. Share your screen. Mr. Yeah, select your host. Welcome. I've, I think we to very rugged to have with us. Who's book with us? You know, let me set us something. Sharing screen will be here's the nothing in this now. It's not saying. No, no, something else, but check it again. Where is coming from? It's coming from your end. Okay, you didn't mute. You have to so those speakers that you said, so later you remember to inform them. Then it informs that you should now connect to virtual machine. Come to the one that is already on. The one that's can connect now. But you have your hard drive now. It should be in your it's supposed to be in the hard drive. Check. I already copied it, sir. You don't need to download. Don't download it. Okay. Have you started copying files from the hard drive? Copy one so I can keep the other one. I want you to copy. You copied first. So now, yes, yes. This is on right. Right, so let's see. So this is a copy. So let's copy to the documents virtual machine folder. Yeah. We would have also would have sent some. Thank you. Use the app. Mr. Chukudi, are you using app or the web? Use the app for the things. Confirm. Yes, yes, yes. So let's say already have it in your advice, but then I'll think of it. Apart from this, desktop, who is using system game down here? And then, uh, once it's done, you already have that copy now. The VI, Mr. You already have the VI copied now. Alright, so you can suspend this. So whatever it is, you just relate with me, I will then assist to get the system gig. So who is using system gig again? I think it's just Mr. Desmond now. Yeah, yours is 8 gig. 16, 12, it's different. Your own is 16 gig now, right? 8. Okay. Alright. So we'll be setting up I think much later I'll be setting up an application on our workstation. Right, so setting up an application and then I'll be giving out a Cisco router to deploy. So I will be running about five minimum of 5 virtual devices. So probably hopefully you later you need to upgrade. So but if you still want to still manage, there's a need. You can if you want to still manage the let's say for instance now you don't want to turn on you also don't want to turn on 3 out of the 5 fine. So I believe there will be a need to upgrade much later. Alright, so Mr. You have to be you've not shared screen before. So you have to be interactive with the so if you see me making reference to what you are making pointing to the board, so you move your mouse. For those that will be joining online, right? So and share your screen and then you also engage us if you have any concern. Just let us know. Right. So we're introducing our firewall. Right. So we're looking at firewall from the Windows environment to the Kali. Then we'll look at firewall in our entire network. Right. So in our entire network. Right. So help me to power on this router. Power on this router. The switch there is on right. Okay. Mr. So we take this, we connect this to the console ports. Connect this to the console port. You see the label there. So you connect this to your laptop. So you will call up PC. Yeah, call up yes to your laptop. To the USB ports, your laptop. Right. So we're going to be accessing the router as well. Right. So the Mikrotik that we already set up. So this is the physical of it. So the Cisco router we worked on. This is the physical of it. Right. So the wireless router we set up there are this exactly no difference. It's the same spec, the same configuration, right? So this guy has his own firewall by default, right? So this guy has his own firewall by default, right? So but now we want to set up a firewall that is a standalone firewall, like your Windows has its own firewall, right? So Windows has Kali has its own firewall, but Kali you need to add one or two set up, right? So but now we want to onboard a a robust firewall, a next gen firewall in our environment, right? So in our network. Right? So that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want us to do. Right? So confirm this. Uh, so so before we come to setting up the firewall, right? So let's get to our server. So let's look at our server. So let's just come to our server. You have your server running already, right? So let's get to our server. So let's look at the firewall from the Windows based itself. So come to your firewall I mean your Windows server, right? So you call up control panel, right? This your hold on before you hit enter. Now is this a mistake or is it a mistake? Okay, I think it's the abbreviation of your name. Right. It's getting confusing. And your network and your server and you. Alright, so minimize this. So call up control panel. Let's call up control panel on our server. This Chukudi, hope you are sharing your screen here. Alright, let me just. So call up control panel on your Windows server. Start. So go to start. Go to start here and just type control panel. Alright, so now let's come to system and click on system and security. Right, so expand the screen. Expand the screen. Mr. Chukudi, please stop sharing and share again. I can't see your screen. So once in a while you go to the teams to confirm. Right, so and I need to start the so share your screen again. Let me confirm. Yes, coming up. No, not up yet. I don't know if someone else should confirm. You can see it, right? Okay, I think yeah, it's up now. It's up. Oh wait, so no wait, so let's since you are close. Alright, so you can confirm me now. Once in a while, just go to the team's call and confirm. Alright. So this is the like I said, we'll be looking at firewall in three different areas, different categories. The Windows server based firewall, the Windows based firewall, right? And then the Kali on the Linux. Let me not even use the word Kali on Linux, the Linux based firewall. Then Mark II has its own, right? So then we'll be looking at now we'll be setting up the robust firewall, the standalone firewall that takes care of not just or that takes charge over the network, devices in our network, all the resources in our network, infrastructure in our network. So my server firewall takes charge just only on the server. So we want a firewall that when we set it up here, it takes charge over every devices that we have here. That's what we set up. But first, like I said, let's look at the firewall on the Windows based, right? So here we have this is the control panel, right? So we have the Windows Defender firewall. So let's just look at that firewall. Right, so let's look at just click on the Windows Defender firewall. Right. So the essence of firewall, right? So I'm going to share a picture, right? So as we are installing on the Kali is installing, so I'm going to share a picture, right? So if you look at that, there was one image we used I think the first second time that there was a firewall connected to a router. Then from the internet to the router, from the router to the firewall in between, right? Then the firewall, I think, was connected to the switch, right? So the firewall itself now on this Windows based, right? You can see here it's on domain, take charge, domain, private and public network. So the one for the domain, right? You'll be moving your mouse, right? So when you see me move mine, so yeah, so the one for the domain, right? So it's because this is a server. So the users in that active, right, in that domain controller, right? So it takes charge, not like it takes charge, it's being set up in that environment. At times when you connect to a network, right, you see public or private. When you connect to the internet, you see public or private, right? I don't know if you've noticed. When after you've connected, you scan from your wireless, you scan to see wireless networks and connect to one. You see that selects private. It's more common on Windows 7, private or public, right? So it's this is the private or the public here. So because this server has a domain, right, running on it, so that's why you can see domain. So if it's just your Windows, maybe your host that is not part of any domain, you only see private and public. So whatever we do here, incoming connections, you can see block all incoming connections to apps that are not in the list of allowed um of apps that are not in the list of allowed apps, right? So firewall is all about rules and policies. So we need firewall in our network, or yes, in our network to be able to to be able to manage what users are doing in our network, right? So we want to set up policies that will deny or allow users um to certain resources, right, in our environment. So I don't want a user coming into our network, right, to access a certain website, right? So we need a firewall, right? So we don't want a user from the public network, right, to gain unauthorized access or to even have access. All of these guys you're seeing here, they need to be protected, right? So all these computers, they need to be protected. So that's why we need a firewall, right? So but this is just majorly on the Windows, right? So it takes charge over the Windows. So what I'm setting up here, it doesn't affect what the setting up. The policy I'm setting up here, I'll set up on non-server. It doesn't affect what Mr. Aziz will be setting up, right? So the only thing is I can, if we have a standalone firewall, so whatever is set up and whatever is set up, the firewall takes charge. So that's the first line of defense, right? So we want to allow, because packets, when we're scanning over them, when we're scanning within our course and network, right? So when we're using the ETA app, right? So we're monitoring packets. We're seeing packets services. There are some packets that should not be allowed into our network, right? So there are some services that should not be allowed into our network. So we don't want or when we're doing when we saw HTTP, I think we need to disable all this. It's for me, right? All right. So when we saw HTTP, I just shared something to the group, right? So you see different protocols, the secured and the unsecured ones, right? So like HTTP now, right? So it's the unsecured protocol, right? So why HTTPS is the secured protocol, right? So and the port number for HTTPS is 443, right? The port number for HTTPS is 443. Why HTTP is port 80, right? So why there is port 21, which is a FTP, right? So what's the other one? So this is secure protocol, right? So there's SMTP is not really secured. There's also other ones too that we can use. So there are certain all of these unsecured protocols we can deny access, because if we don't set up those rules, it can still be triggered in our network. So we need a firewall, not a standalone firewall on our Windows server. We need a firewall, a robust firewall that will be situated somewhere in our network, or will be in a strategic location in our network or in our organization, that will block or deny access to any of these resources, right? So and these are also services, right? So what we want, that's what should be configured in our network for security reasons, right? Yeah, you can always. Firewall is one of the most I don't want to say the most, the one of the major device, either virtual or the physical one that mentioned to need, right? So it's just like your security man now. You don't have a security man at the gates, right? So that will check your ID card if you're coming or you want to go out. So the firewall is like the gates man, right? So that allows who would come in. If it's not 12 p.m., it will not allow you out. So you can only go out when it is 12 p.m., right? So if you want to go, you deny, you say no, we were told. So the firewall has all those policies or rules in his head. So the security man is acting like the firewall, right? So anybody that would come in, if that person doesn't have ID card, even though he's coming with my boss, he will still be scanned, he will still be searched. Except they will not maybe elevate the policy or relax the policy on the firewall, but that person will come in. Right. So who would go out and who would come in? Right. So another thing again, even when you come in, we allow you to come in. This is a building, right? So there are offices. There are some offices you cannot even enter. Right. So we've allowed you into the building, right? So but there are some offices you can still not enter. So that's the firewall, right? So now that you are in the maybe particular office, There are some things you still cannot do, right? So that's still the firewall, right? So because why do we need this? For security reasons, right? So there's the IAM or identity solutions, right? So for security reasons, or the file integrity monitoring solution for security reasons. Like now, another level of security is, on our server, we created a folder, then give access to the user in that organization to edit, right, or modify. So that one is just for file integrity monitoring, right? So but if that guy has already gotten access to the organization, that's another level of security because he has gotten access. So now he can now modify or access our server. You get so, but if he has not gotten access, there's no way he will do all of that. You see, there are different levels of security, right? So there are different levels. So then maybe the Wireshark too has its own level of security. Just now you've gotten access, maybe we've gotten access, we've gotten permission to the network. So now let's see what everyone is doing, what's going on in our network, the activities or the resources that are being used, right? So we still need another level. So security is it's wide, right? So that's why Mr. Chukudi would be maybe in the data forensic side, right? So then Mr. Maybe Mr. Aziz would be in the security analyst. So, but we all have similar mindsets. We'll have once our goal is to make sure that data in transit or data at rest are secured, right? So, right. So we don't want into that. We don't want intruders or we don't want addictors. So that's in fact one reason why we need VPN. Still part of what we are doing, right? So even though we have a server, I will set up policies in our network. Doesn't mean that we don't need to deploy VPN. Even though we have a firewall, we still need VPN. So security is in different layers. So, but what we want is we don't want intruders into our network, right? So any resources that we have, secure them. So if you check what I shared with you, you see the security guys, they work 24/7. But why the attackers? They can just work like 5 hours a day. They're okay. They just want to achieve. So you guys working 24/7, you have a wider mindset, view of scope of how the network. I know Mr. Adeoye will be doing this, right? Mr. Um, Aziz will be checking the firewall, or Mr. Despon will be in charge of the server administration, right? So we are working 24/7. So what are we ensuring? We're trying to make sure that data, our resources are secured, right? So in and out, right? So that's what we are looking at. So, but imagine an intruder or someone from outside, he gained access to Mr. Ahmed, right? So maybe his PC, sent him a mail, right? So, or he accessed the website, maybe an unsecure website, downloaded something. If it's coming to our network, right? So if that's now it's bringing that malicious content to our network, right? So now if we don't have a right security measure put in place, it will be spread across. So maybe we need antivirus or we need an endpoint detection and response. So security is in different layers, right? So that's why we work 24/7. So when that person succeeds, maybe succeeded in sending that thing to him, once he does 5-10 minutes, he has achieved what he wants to achieve, he will leave. Right? He has still the information in it, right? So, but we want to be ahead of them before they even trigger or execute any tag maybe they use any payload. Before they do that, we want to think ahead of it. So that's why we're trying to scan through the network, and we're trying to see loopholes in networks, right? So and try to compromise the destination device or the remote device using the loopholes that's been found. Yeah, so we need this firewall. So we are heading somewhere and we are getting much more intense. So I'm just trying to give us a general view of what security is all about. So then we'll now begin to define all of the different fields, right? So back to this Windows firewall here. So these are the three areas, the fields in the network. So now, if you do turn, okay, no, just leave that one, right? So come to advanced settings, right? So come to advanced settings. So let's get to advanced settings. Click on it, Mr. So click on advanced settings. All right. I didn't get that. Yes. So defensive. Yes. Yes. But they have different areas. So, but we have to defend. I don't know if I'm getting it. So that's our mindset, right? So the offensive one is yes, just to break in, right? So in unauthorized access. So, but like I always say, it also depends on the motive. So that will now give you or tell you what to do next. All right. So now we have the inbound and the outbound rules here, right? So just click on the inbound rules, right? So click on the inbound rules, right? So it will initialize and right. So we have these are just by default the rules that has been set up. So I don't know if expand this. Can this be expanded? Yeah. So, right, thank you. You can see the profile, the name, the group. Just be moving your mouse, right? So the name, the group, the active domain services, the profile, right? So enabled, yes, yes, yes. If it's not enabled, you say no, right? So allow or not. So firewall is all about allow, deny, reject, drop. So these are policies, right? So you're either allowing or you are denying or you are rejecting or you want to drop a packet, right? So if I don't allow you into this place, there's no way you gain access. So if you change your IP address, it's still another tactic. That's why we want to be ahead of you. So when you change your IP address, so that means we only allow IP addresses MAC addresses that we are familiar with or we know. So we want to think ahead of them. So now there is something I'm looking for here. Maybe you just do a quick slide to your right. Just do a slide to your right. Right. So then hold on. Okay, you've gone back. So just continue again. Please slide to your right. Just gently. Right. So continue. Alright, so that's fine. You can see here now. Program. You can see where it is situated. Right on the server. This is inbound. What is coming in? What is coming in situated in that server, but it's coming in. So any policy will set up, right? So we'll set up the policy and place it to inbound. Like I said, the security man, he allows and if you are coming in, that's inbound. If you are going out, it's outbound. So just understand that concept. So that's why you have inbound and outbound rules. So any rule you're setting up, to think of, is it from the outside world or from the public network coming in, or is it from people here going out, right? So and you can see here local addresses. So any. So in network, right? Generally in network, whenever you see any, it is any devices, any network address, any IP address, whenever you see any, right? So any, that's what it means, right? So when we're setting up the routing policies, right? So we did IP space, route space, um, the network we want to learn, the subnet mask, then the next hop, right? So that's for static route. But if we want to set up a default route, because we don't know your next network, we don't know your network address. I don't know all the network addresses that we are connected to. I'll just say space any, and any means 0.0. So whenever you see 0.0.0.0, it means any. That's what it means. Whenever I see 0.0.0, it means any. So you just take note of it. Very, very important. So if you see an address that is 0.00, it means any. Because you don't know the exact IP, you don't know the network address, so you just indicated 0.0 or you say any. Right. So that's for the remote access to any. So protocol, what protocol are we blocking? Right. So remember I say protocols are classified into TCP and UDP. Right. So majorly classified into TCP and UDP. So then the local ports. So these are the port numbers for some of the protocols. So but let's just set up a rule. Right. So by the right hand side there you see a new rule. Just click on the new rule. Thank you. Moment, let me check. We are still connected now. All right. So now if you check, you see program ports. Program Okay, if not that this one is blocking it, right? So program, they are like the we are setting up a rule that controls connections for a program, right? So devices, what I have FTP running, I've set up FTP on my server, and I don't want you to gain access to that FTP. That's for inbound, right? So I would set up a rule here for maybe might not be let me not use FTP now. Let me use an application. So which application can we use? Let's say Vmix, right? So I don't want you to even see or gain access because when this is a server, when you share your hard drive, just like we shared hard drive on the server or shared a folder, when you share a folder or a hard drive, it gives everybody access to your laptop. But now you want to now drill down the policy and see, okay, there are certain programs nobody should even touch, nobody should even have access to. That's for program. You understand? So you will take this up a little. Just take this up a little. So we'll see what's not is too okay. It's fine. All right. So for program, so say next now. Say next. Next. Right. So now you will now browse. If you say all programs, that means inbound. You know, here we've not even set up whether we're allowing or denying. Right. So we are just doing programs. So if you want to select all the programs that we have running on the Windows server, right? So, but we say this program part. So you will now browse to maybe the particular program on this PC that whether we don't want anybody to have access or we want them to have access to or to control or to manage. So click on browse, right? So you can see the paths. So browse, then come to this PC. So you will just see your hard drive itself. So now let's come to local disk. Look at this. Just open it. Right. So let's go open the program files. Program 64 and this is 32. Right. So scroll down. Let's just block WinRAR. You have WinRAR here. Okay, you don't have WinRAR. So let's block PuTTY. Let's block PuTTY. So but remember to enable it. So block PuTTY. Open it. Right. So okay, this is the major application here. This one. Yes. So double click on it. See. So right. So we are using PuTTY. You've seen it. So are you in that? Do you have Footy running on your server? You have now. So you can use any application, even though you're not saying Footy, just block anyone. Right. So we've never. I'm just saying block because that's what we want to do, but we've not executed that command block. So now next, next. So now are you allowing connection to that program residing on your PC, or you want to allow connection if it is secure? You know that's a the policy is not it's not as, and it's optional, right? So now block. Are you blocking the connection? So it's your choice. So let's do block. So let's block connection. So next, right? So now you can see here. This is what I was talking about. Public from the outside. Domain. People that in our active direct domain controller. Private. We might not have a domain controller. Like maybe we're just connected to a wireless network, right? So that's private network. Or we are just connected, but we are not in a domain controller. There's no server creating username for Mr. Balaji or we didn't create all of those usernames and passwords. So that's just a private network. Just like you are at home now, you connected to your wireless router and your laptop is connected, other people too are they are connected. So it's just a private network. But this domain is when we have a server, like you have a domain here. Yeah, so you have a domain controller running, right? So all of those. So anyone you want to block is your choice. You can see the firewall. It's concepts here because I'm just taking you through this route. Then we'll go to the Kali. Before we come to the firewall we want to set up, right? So you understand that it's a policy. We are setting up rules and policy to deny or allow users or maybe a user to either a certain resource or maybe the resources are very, very important, right? So now it's your choice. If you want to deny anyone you want to, just do next. So now make your choice here, Mr. Chukudi. If you want to allow, if you are blocking from domain private and public, it's fine. So Yeah, you want to ask a question? All right. So next, Mr. Chukwu. All right. So you just give this a name so that you at least when you see it, you know, oh, this is what I. At times you give it a name related to what you set up. So when you see it at a glance, you know, oh, this is to block putty for maybe exits or from public or something. You so just give it a name. If you don't give it a name, it doesn't make any sense. Then this one is optional. So then finish. Alright. So now come to inbound rules. To see that rule that you just created, and to just give it a couple of seconds. Right. So you can see here. Right. So now click on that rule. Click on that rule. Right. If you right click or you see these are other options here. Right. You can export this. Sometimes as a firewall administrator or say firewall, the server administrator or you are the server engineer or whatever name, right? So sometimes you come to your firewall to pull out rules, logs or to filter the list or export lists of what has been allowed and denied for your own record purpose. So just like we went to event viewer or to see PIDs and to see what services or maybe activities that are going on the server. So we can do that also on the firewall. Very, very important. So now here, right click on it. So you see some of the options there when you right click on the block, right? You can see you can disable the rule, cut, copy, delete properties. So here now you can filter rule based on if you have list of rules. So most times when you don't have an organization that doesn't even have a standalone firewall, it's left for we as the server administrator to do this. You don't have a standalone firewall, right? A robust firewall like the one we want to set up is left for you to do this because if you don't do this, if you say you set up domain controller, you've given user access to you created a folder, you know all those things that we're doing. But if you don't have the firewall set up, right, so this would enhance the security on that network, right? So, okay, firewall that's yes. So it's not even it doesn't even concern whether what we are doing is for everybody. This guy now is what suits him. That is what he's doing. What me I don't want to my PC, but we'll set up the one that we know this is our server. Nobody should go in at so time. That's what we'll do. So from his own head, if you want to do another one, but our own takes charge first, right? So our own is much more effective and is robust, has more features, functionalities than what we are doing here. This one is just a low level firewall setup, right? For management, right? So by still this with protocols and services and applications, right? So this is where you disable. So now let's create let's let's come to outbound. So let's come to outbound. So do the same thing on outbound. New rule, new rule, right? So now let's select ports this time around ports, right? So next, so let's use ports. So we want to specify ports, right? So all remote ports if we want. So you can see port 80, port 443. You can add multiple ports and just use comma to differentiate them, right? So comma 80, comma like that. So let's use which should be block. Is it 80? Look at those unsecured ports. Which one should be block? 80 or um, port 80 or let's do FTP. Let's do port 21, right? Anyone you want to do 25, which is SMTP, right? So let's do port 21 or so, but let's leave port 80 because we'll be utilizing it, right? So port 21, right, which is file transfer protocol, right? So next, right? So are you blocking? So whatever you want, so just do block. So just block, right? So the same this thing. So next, and give it a just a block file transfer protocol, block FTP. You know, we didn't indicate FTP when we just only added the ports, but automatically, you know, it's like IP address. IP address is not complete, that's the subnet mask. That's how protocols they always have a subnet their port number. Yes, you indicate protocol sometimes using their port numbers. So instead of just the um so block FTP, right? So finish. even though you spelled this wrongly, because of the you've identified the port number, it's unique to the name. Even though you not even put FTP, it knows what it's doing. So you know that it's blocking FTP. So finish, right? So you're going to be testing. I think you called this twice. So close this. You launched it twice before now, right? So close this. Right. So this is for the outbound, right? So someone transferring files outside our, yeah. So from this server now. So that's we are blocking it. You get, so that's outbound now, right? So inbound is coming in. So you know that some policies you set up for inbound, it doesn't make any sense, right? So like someone port 80 cannot be set up for inbound. It makes sense when you block port 80 from outbound. So nobody goes out to maybe access the public network via port 80, right? So you want to access maybe the internet, you do www dot or HTTP, or you just type maybe if Facebook is unsecured, and you say facebook.com, right? That's maybe port 80. Let's just assume it's port 80. That's out. So someone coming from outside, it doesn't really make any sense. But if it is telnet, it's from outside, right? So you block telnet because it's a people can come in and out. So telnet can be in and out. Yes, so someone might maybe AODP, which is 3P89. You can block AODP. Nobody should AODP into our server from outside. That's inbound. I can also set it from within as well. Right. So, but there are some services if you do from outside. That's why we know these services. We know what they do. That's our goal. Or we know these protocols. We know their functions. That's another thing again. So that will help us on to use this policy, because policies can be too much if we don't prioritize them. If there's no criteria, policies will just be there. Just like I will allow Mr. Aziz by 6 p.m. I will allow Mr. Ahmed by maybe 5 p.m. Mr. Chukudi will be maybe by 5 p.m. too, right? 5 p.m. comes before 6 p.m., right? So then you now make 6 p.m. prioritizing over this, right? So sometimes it will just check to 6 p.m. will be at the top, 5 p.m. So we prioritize policies, you know, if it is port 80, before somebody will even look at RODP, right? So the person, that means RODP should be over port 80 if it's from within. So I'm just giving you a scenario how we can prioritize, understand. This one should come first, because before when you're coming into this compound, right? So once you come in, right, you were given access, right? So when you come into the house, into the room now, so you want to have access to a server, maybe via telnet. You set up a local IP that would be used to access our server via telnet, or maybe via ODP. You get. So if I don't prioritize, if I first deny you or set up IODP and place you there, place it at the security, it will not take effect. So I'm just trying to paint a scenario whereby you know where to place this rule. This one is coming by 5 p.m. Let yours be at the top. Why this will be at the maybe the bottom, right? So it will not affect, or it will make more sense that way, right? So I think that's all for this aspect. So close this. Let's return back to the. All right. So you can minimize this or close it, Mr. Chukwudi. You can right click and disable them if you want to. Right. So now see, turn Windows Defender firewall on and off. Right. So this is just the aspect of can turn on or off from the private, the domain, but they are all on. So it makes sense this way. Anyone you turn off, all those firewall policies you are setting up makes no sense, makes no meaning, because the firewall itself is not on, it's not powered on. So as security guys, we are not streamlined to just one channel. Oh, we think wide, wow. If they are coming, how do they come in? They come in here or they come in. So we want to, like I said, we want to be ahead of them. That's just it. Want to think, so they want to come via email, right? So that's the only way they can come, or they want to come via social or any tool, maybe ethercap, right? So that's what they know. So that's why we need MAC address filtering in our network, because they know they want to come via ethercap, so they don't even know about MAC address filtering. They don't know what we have on ground to filter users via using their MAC addresses. Right, so you can cancel this. So let's quickly come to Akali and look at some firewall setup on Akali. Right. So now let's be on Akali. So All right, so confirm the okay launch Tilix, or if you have Tilix, let's have it open. Or so if you don't have it, you can launch Tilix. Click on it, Mr. Trudy. So let's see which of them. This is not Tilix, right? So this is for Metasploit. So no, don't close it. Don't worry. Just click again. Click again. Select another tab, another one. One of them will be Tilix, or you just launch it. Just launch it. Launch it without sudo. Just do Tilix. So we're adding sudo to the commands that will be executing. So Tilix, then enter, and then once it comes up, you expand the screen. Okay, and expand the screen. Expand this one. This is the Tilix now. So that's the expanding. No, 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 no. This is it. You closed it. You've successfully closed it. Tilix, launch it again. You successfully closed it. So okay. See by hand now. See the box before see, the one in the middle. Yes, maximize. Thank you. So now open another. Okay, click this one here. This one. Yeah, thank you. Click that one. Now, hold on. So click this one. Okay, no, this next one. Yeah, yeah. Now click this one. Click this one. Thank you. So that's fine. So let's just have four windows, right? So warning. So are we all on this page, right? Mr. Aziz, are you with us? You've not installed Kali yet. So Kali is just to import now. And you know something that where's your where's your this is your right. So you are importing Kali, you are not you have to import it. Right. So it's like this thing is running too faster than the owner self. Okay, here's the this is it. Have you downloaded the okay the winner? Yeah. Right, so we are going to extract this. Let's just extract this. So once it's done extracting, so we're only just going to import it. So we are not creating. So just few seconds. There's not even there's some things you still need to install before this now, as you see. Alright, so let's do confirm your IP address or on a ping. Let's confirm that you have internet access. On a ping to 8.8.8.8. Ping space 8.8.8. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you. Alright, hit enter. Hit enter. No need for hyphen. Alright, so yeah, so we know we have internet access, but we're utilizing internet, right? So now, here now let's do sudo apt updates. Let's just carry out an update. Let's just do this update. Updates. Up. Just Mr. Chukudi, whenever you're typing and you notice that what you want to type is already there, right? So you just press your forward arrow key to take you to the end of it. And if you are here, you want to come here to type, just press Control A to take you to the beginning. Yes. So I think Control B or something, or will try it will take you to I think beginning or end. Yes. So if you are here now, just try it. Press Control A to take you to the beginning of. If you want to type something, you can see here. I see that your cursor has gone there. So turn it back. So return it back. So let's hit enter. Hit enter now. So your Kali, your password. So let's just do an update. Like I said, if you know we did the update yesterday, no worries. So just allow it. So once in a while we'll do this update. We carry out the update. We should carry out the update. Right. Saving them. Yeah, let's see if the other one will install. Why this one is ongoing? Let's see if the there are sometimes when an installation is ongoing, there are some applications or package you can install. But let's just confirm. So do sudo apt install gufw. Sudo apt install guf. So I'll share it to the gufw. I'm doing sudo apt install space. I'm typing it right. G, that's for graphical. Sudo apt install gufw. Yeah, so that G means graphical, right? So graphical. Why the U means uncomplicated firewall. That's what it means. Right. So I'll put it in. So uncomplicated firewall. So I've sent it. So now let's get this installed. So yes, I what are you installing? No, right? Okay, this is the one we use. So now you can now import. I think you did this before. Eh? So let's importing this one. The username and password is have you set up your network? You sure? 012. Oh here. 012. Okay. That's fine. So let's attach this one to the so there will be internet access. Right. So now you can power it on. Yeah, Mr. Desmond. Yours is it done installing, right? It's still on, it's still installing. Alright. So the username and password is Kalikali. Hmm? Yes, Kalikali. It's not a pass. No, no, it's not done. When it's done, you tell you still loading. I'm just telling you when it pops up that you should. So small letters. And so let's come let's come. I believe there is internet access already. So first thing I want us to do is just to install um, updates. Once the update is done, so same can once this one is done, then just rotate it, cancel it, then do this one. Yes. Alright, Mr. Chukwudi, just press your tab key on your keyboard, just over OK. So done installing, still installing. Mr. Aziz, still installing. Done installing. Most of them done. How far? It's yeah, it's just if you want to do council, okay, no, so let's see that. I just to say yours, they don't install it. Is it the updates? Okay, how come? How come it's on faster than? Alright, so now let's so type sudo space ufw status variables. Sudo ufw status variables. Are you with us? Still installing. Let me just share it to the room. UFW. So we want to see if the if the firewall is up. So I'm sending it sudo UFW status variables. Mr. Achukudi, what did you type? So we just installed the graphical firewall. So hit enter now. So it is inactive, right? It is not up. Right. So now do sudo gufw. Sudo, let's launch what we installed. Right. So sudo gufw. So hit enter. This is taking time. Yes. Alright, so it's off. So the firewall is off. You can see here the status is not on. So we use the command to check if it's on. Just leave it. Right, so but it's not up yet. Um yours Mr. Balaji Alpha. You done? Okay. Alright, so move this one side. Move this one side. Don't drag it, just move it. Move here. Yes. Yeah, I think it's fine that way. Um now we'll call it up back. Right, so let's Mr. Balaji, what's the update? Eh? No, I want you to launch. Check the status. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we launched you saw we did this now. UFW status. Sudo UFW status variables. Check the group. It's already in the group, right? So just to check the firewall if it's up, Then we'll now launch it with sudo space gufw. Right, so let's even try to, this is just the graphical environment of the firewall. Right, so let's even see if by default you should have the command line. But let's do sudo apt install ufw without the G. Let's try it. I believe it's already there, but let's see. If it's not there, fine. If we update, fine. Sudo apt install ufw. Yeah, sudo apt install now ufw, not gufw. So that's just hit enter. So enter your password. So let's see. It's not, it's there already, so no big deal. Alright. Uh, I so now I will share this now. So now let's look at okay, first let's look at the list of services or protocols. Right. So on our Windows server we saw, I don't know if you, there was when we looked at the inbound at a glance, we saw, I don't know if it's system or so, see list of services or so, right, or protocols. There are some you can add. So now let's do sudo ufw space app list. Sudo ufw. Maybe you just open another app and another tab here, right? Yes, space app space. Then before you enter, just hold on. Then just do the gufw sudo apt install gufw. Yes, sudo ufw app application. That's for short, application, not apt. Sudo ufw list. We are not installing, we just want to see list of applications or services. Yeah, as we want to install, we say apt install, right? List. We want space. Yes, list. Thank you. So hit enter. Right, so these are, there are some that are up. I don't know if you can't, I can't see it very well, but if you look, you'll see, if you look, you see SSH. I've seen SSH, I've seen Telnet. You can see list of services. If you scroll up, you see some services that can be denied or blocked. Right, so that's why I say services and protocols, or as I call them, resources. These are the things we should know. We, if it's possible to know up to even 50 of services or protocols that are common, right? So it's very, very positive. So their purpose, their functions, and their port numbers, very important. So all these are different protocols. This is IMAP for mail. So which do we want to block, or which should we allow? Right. So this is proprietary to, or it's limited to the Kali now. So I'm just taking you through the standalone, the inbuilt firewall, or firewall that can be set up. You can decide to even download the firewall and run it on your, have it running on your laptop, right? So scroll up, scroll up. So let's just block port 80. No, scroll up. If you see port 80, I don't know if anyone can see HTTP there. So can you scroll up? I use the mouse, Mr. Thank you. So look for port 80. There's LDAP, right? For light directory for our domain, right? So is there port 80 there, or HTTP? Go to HTTP. There should be something HTTP now. Eh? So scroll up. Let's see. I'm not really seeing that screen. Alright, so HTTP. So HTTP is what? Port 80, right? Alright, so let me share this. So let's deny. Right, so let's deny. So sudo ufw allow or deny. You are not saying HTTP now, you are putting the port number of HTTP, then slash TCP. Because port 80, HTTP is TCP now, right? So it's not UDP. Deny 80. You're not indicating port, just put 80, which is the port number. Sudo ufw deny, but don't hit enter yet. Your DNY, DENY. but don't hit enter yet. So now 80, give a space, 80 slash TCP. TCP. Thank you. Forward slash. Forward slash. No, you got it before now. I was thinking maybe you would talk to the friend. No, I'm not saying it. I don't know. TCP. Alright, so now before you hit enter here, right? Remember our firewall is still down. It's not up, right? Our firewall is not up. Right. So what is running here? Is the GFW that we installed. So what's running here? So come here now. So now let's enable our firewall. You don't as I said, don't hit enter yet. So yeah, let's enable it. Let the firewall be active. The firewall is not. When we give sudo UFW status variables, it shows us that the firewall is inactive, right? So now let's do sudo UFW enable, right? So sudo UFW enable, enable, hit enter to enter your password. Let's enable the right. So now do sudo UFW status variables now to see the status of the firewall. UFW status variables. That status is looking as okay. Variables. VERBOSC. Bosse. Hit enter. So it's active now, right? So that's what we want us to confirm. So now call up your this thing. Call it up. Call it up. Close it. So so now do sudo gufw again. Call it up again. So here, you see the reason why we have two leaks. We don't have to be minimizing and just at a glance. In fact, if you want to add one more, just add one more. Yes, sudo gufw. Let's see. You can see here it's showing active here. We've already enabled it. I just wanted it to close and so you see that it's active. So there's the command line aspect of it and there's the graphical. So we have to just install the graphical, which is much more interactive. Because there's sometimes you're working on Ubuntu or maybe Fedora, any Linux environment that is strictly commands. So that's why we use nmap on graphical and we use nmap on just the terminal, the command line. That's it. So that's why we don't just settle with this alone, right? So especially when it comes to Linux, right? So it is up now. If you click profile, there's a drop down. Click on that. You can switch it, switch it off, and you can disable. The way we do sudo UFW enable, you can do sudo UFW disable, right? What's the concern? Because you already launch this now. You get. So you just press Ctrl C. Or if you close it, if you close it here, if you close it, that will come back. So whenever you launch an application for I'm like show you that. So now use sudo gf here, you get just do sudo gfw6. Let me confirm this. Alright. So now click on the drop down, the home. So you can see public. So it's the same concept because when you're setting up a policy in a firewall, it's either within or outside. Understand? So that's the thing. That's what I'm just taking us through this file. So we'll see when we come to our firewall. Right. So now incoming, outgoing. You see the same thing here. This incoming, outgoing. You can also set it up here to be incoming as when if you are typing the policy. But here, this one is easier, just like the one we did on our server. Right. So you can do okay, incoming deny. Right. Outgoing allow. Okay. No, we'll tweak it here. Right, so then refresh this one. You get, so just close this one and refresh. Right, so I'm just taking us through the two routes, but normally here would have been easier. Right, so come to rules now. Just come to rules. Come to rules. Click on rules. Mr. Triple click on rules. So there's no rule here. When we create a rule, you will see it here. So click on the plus. Let's set up a rule. Click on the plus sign there. Mr. Aziz, are you with us? Hmm? Are you with us? Yes, so have you seen rule? So click on the plus by the left. You've seen it, right? So now you can see policy allow. Right, so direction in. So click on the drop down on the direction. You see in or out or something, something, something like that, or both. You can see now. So it's either in, out, or the two. So let's take effect whether it's from out or it's from in. You understand? So category. Let's look at category. Category. These are category. Services like FTP and SFTP, CFTP, they are on the same category. That's for transfer. For SMB, they are the same category. Why Telnet, SSH, someone getting me SSH are in the same category because we use them to remote Telnet and SSH are in the same category. We use them to access networks or devices within or outside the same category. So there are protocols that are in the same category. Okay, let me bring it down in using another explanation now. We have um, Facebook, uh, Twitter, we have Instagram. They are in what category? Social networking category, right? So that's the category. So RODP, SSH, um, Telnet, they are in one category. So these are categories, these are protocols. VPN too, can add VPN to the same category, right? So but most times we don't set up VPN here for policy. VPN is like Agba on its own. So I don't know why is it graded out. Why is it? It's not looking as if you disable something. It wasn't like this before now. Rules. Go to rules. Okay, so on rules already. Plus. Alright, so this is the category. So these are the categories I was talking about. Media, games, network. So all these are categories. So subcategories. There's also subcategory and there are applications. So if you say all is fine by default, right? So these are subcategories. So now let's look at applications. Let's look at the applications. Look at applications. So that's where you see some of these services itself. When we did sudo UFW app lists, right? So we saw a list of so services or protocols that can be denied or allowed, right? So if you want to deny anything here, please we can do it from here as well. But let's just run one policy on using command line, not here now. So I want us to use the command line, then we'll test it out. You get so we're going to do outbound, right? So we're going to do outbound and we'll try HTTP because we are using outbound. So Mr. Chukwu, you can escape from this or minimize this one. Just escape, minimize, close this. Yeah. So minimize this one. So now sudo ufw deny 80/tcp. So hit enter now. Let's see if rule added, right? So now close this one or come here. Come here. If it's not there, launch it please. Let's launch it. So it's not here. So just close it. Close it. Let's launch it again. Sudo gufw. Let's see. Let's see the rule. So come to rules. Come to rules. Right. So you can see the policy, right? So the rule is there. So any rule you in one firewall can have firewall is all about rules and policies. It's just like a router. You don't tell a router what to do. The router doesn't know what to do. It's not like a switch that can do just allows devices to connect. You get. So, but the router, you need to tell the router, these are the things I want you to do. Do it. This is where I want you to be connected to. I'm routing you to this network. So that's how the firewall is. So you need to tell the firewall what to do. And if you don't tell him what to do correctly, he will do rubbish. We'll do it in the same now. So I'm just taking you through this route. But let's continue with the command. So let's continue with the command line, right? Right. So even before doing this, right, we would have okay. We can do it now. So now let's which of those unsecured website that we accessed the other time? Which one is unsecured? One of those websites. Eh? Yes. So let's try to access one of those unsecured websites here. Eh? Yes, launch the Firefox. Firefox here. How far? Make sure your network is. You want thing from your confirm that you can even browse. Like from your Kali. Confirm that you can browse. This is not too much. It's okay. Eh? Mr. Chukwu. Okay. That's now you feel and pass. Yes, it's okay, right? So just try to browse. Let's confirm you can even browse. Type Facebook. Open Facebook. Close one tab. Close one window. Drag this thing here. So you'll be able to close. Thank you. Just close the window. Thank you. So just open Facebook here. Let's see. www.facebook.com. www.facebook.com. Enter. Right. So open a space. Let's enter maybe an unsecured. So let's look at what I shared. Okay. Let me forward one unsecured. So Facebook is HTTPS, right? So let's try maybe any website that's HTTP. You get. So I already shared some before. In that nmap tax that was denied. So if it is HTTP, okay, I think there's one we even used. So let me share this one. So I just shared one. I just shared one. So just use that one. Mr. Chukudi, just go and copy. You don't need to type, just go and copy. I bet you say if you type you will make mistake. Just copy the link. Just copy the link. But click on the link. Yes. So take it to your colleague. So you hit enter. Alright, so hold on. It's accessible. So come here. No, no. Call up that. Yes, GUFW. Alright. Um, bring it to the side. Let me see. Just bring it to the side. To the left. Yes, thank you. So now, um, incoming, outgoing. Let's do outgoing. Deny. Okay, I think there's something that's popped up here. What's that? Can't see it very well. Before doing this, there's something that popped up. What's that? Look at it very well. Just read it out. Right, so no pops. So um try try to refresh that page again. Try to refresh that page. Open a new tab, paste, copy and paste. Or paste, you've already copied. This is HTTP now. So hit enter. Right, so close the entire tab now, the entire window. Close this one. Now, so open a new bar, just Mr. Chukwudi yet for now. Right, so paste it. Let me see. It's not accessible. Right, refresh. Now come to one of the terminal, one that's no where you did that deny. Yes, your telex. Your telex. Is your own accessible? Is your own accessible? It's not accessible anymore. It's not accessible again, right? But it has been denied. So do sudo ufw allow, just allow. And just to bring press up arrow key, you bring the OT you don't type. Yeah, you can just go back, change it to allow. That's it. No, continue now. Like what I was saying, you have just pressed the up arrow key to call up what you typed last. Just press the up arrow key. Press the up arrow key on your keyboard. So you get what I'm saying. No, 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 don't erase. Just press up arrow key. You see now, right? So just to the left to deny and change it to allow. Move to the left. You understand? So hold on. Give a space. Where's the delete on your keyboard? Just type there. Type, type allow there. Allow. So use your right arrow key to the right. Then delete. Are you sure? Okay, I think it's fine. There's a cost of blocking. Right. So allow. So come to the browser. Let's confirm. So I want to know the one that is standing as primary. So refresh or refresh. Open a new. Close it. No, close it. Close it. Close it. Open it again. So paste. Just paste. So hit enter on your keyboard. Right. So now call up the GUFW. And the GUFW standing as the primary. So call up the GUFW. Sudo GUFW here. Yes, so allow the outgoing. Okay, before you allow, hold on, Mr. Chukuli, hold on. Just click here. Let's see the rules. Let's see if rules work. allow, but it's still showing deny here, so that means allow now. So allow. So this one is prioritizing. This one is taking what we have here. Oh, allow on outgoing. So now allow is on allow now, right? So what we have here takes charge. So any rule or policy we are setting out, this one will have here takes charge. That's what we're doing. So go and open that web browser again now. So you have to no, it's already here. Just close. I want you to close it, or you refresh. Yeah, just refresh. Just refresh. Let's see. So so it's working now. So any protocol or any service that wants to allow or we don't want to have access, yeah, so we can. Yeah, it's HTTP. So assuming it's HTTPS, we do the same thing. You get. No, 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 no. That one works. Yes. What I'm saying is there's a on that GUFW when setting up policies. How will I explain? Okay. Okay. Let's do it this way now. The security man. Let me explain this way now. The security man. He allows who comes in the night. So if he allows you when you come in, there's another policy too that can be set up that you will not have access to this room. That will denied access to a particular room, even though you're inside the compound. You get to, but you are denied. So what I discovered on this GUI, there's a two allow or deny. You get, so once those ones are set, so let it just be allow. You check deny is there, sir. Um, the outgoings allow, right, by default. So let me use it in that way now with the security man. So he has allowed you in, right? So okay, let me not allowed out. So we are going to the public network, which is HT. So I think it's best to do out instead of in, right? So you want to have access to a public network, which is maybe Facebook or www, which this website bb.sa.sc, which is port 80, right? So it takes you out of the compound. So we set up the rule to allow you, but at the gate, the security man will still block you. If it is allowed there, if you allow you here, it will work, it will take effect. So even though we allow you to go out, so when you get to the gate, it will block you. So you need to tell him to allow you out. You get, so you need to tell him. So by default, let that one just be allowed. So when we deny you here, even though you get there, you cannot even get there because you have been denied from here not to even go out. You get, you get. Yeah, so we can deny here, right? You will never get there. You will never get to the gate. You have to be allowed over there. You get, so it's the same thing that is applicable both in and out. On the firewall that we are setting up, it's that one is even much more a bit. I know it's more confusing, right? It's much more complicated, right? So because you see, policies are creating policies are not is not even the issue. You can just create policies. Knowing where to place the rule, that's what matters. I can set up policies. Like I say, we prioritize. If you don't know where to place, you just set up. You go and sleep. You say, "Ah, I thought I blocked AgoDP or I blocked Telnet." There was one or two errors in the prioritization of the where you place the rule. So that's another aspect. So that's why I was using that gateman security, the gateman scenario. Right. So I think there are other policies we can try. I mean, other protocols we can try to block on our own. So I'll still type some of these commands or additional commands, right, so that we can add to this. Right. So, but our firewall that we're setting up now will even take care of everything. I don't think you have. Please give it to him. You don't have the firewall. Let's quickly set it up. Yes. I think I copied to your hard drive now. So just check your hard drive. I'm waiting for the SMB tax, the SMB tax. I don't think. Eh? Hmm? That's it. That's an error, right? Let me see about. And so there's internet now. So have you installed Select? Try it installing Select now. See if it will install. Me will be saying, I know they Lagos now. Yeah, I was even having serious network issues. I had to go and at the lodge for here. I did go another place. Me- But at least Mr. Aziz, he really did well because everything he was sending screenshots and he was much more he was proactive. He was sharing his hand now. So every guide is there already now. Step by step. Have you looked at it? Look at I even told him that day to I think on Wednesday to explain it and he explained. And no, we are still coming to Metasploit again. But I want those tags, the HTTP and the SMB tags. The HTTP and the SMB. So I want those ones across. Just screenshots. SMB will be shared to the group. Why the HTTP? Just tell me that you've done it. Just share screenshot to me. But SMB you share it to the group. Have you seen it? Sadoye, what's up now? I how is hmm? Alright, so why let's access this router. Mr. Chukudi, you give him the screen. Let's give him the just disconnect only the H. You have HDMI ports. Please check. Hmm? No, hold on. No break am. No, no, hold on. There's a lever there you press. Hold on, don't spoil your port. Hold on. Thank you. That's what you press. Go. Instead of doing that, just give him this one. Yeah, this man. Okay, let's just have like 7 minutes break. 10 minutes break. Yes. Most of them be for me now. In fact, this for 2 weeks I did more of calling and chatting on. If not, what may I even plan to send? I mean, after all those 1 week plus where you leave, for don't reach like 400. If I send things, what I want send. So I'm sharing and deleting. Do you have avast running on your system? Do you have any antivirus running? Hmm? Yes. Which one? No, that one. But sometimes antivirus you want to block. What's the error message? That update was it successful? It was successful. Read again. Hmm. Add hyphen y. Two apps update. Then give a space hyphen y. Sudo apps update. Whatever that we are setting up. It's going to take us about 2 days to finish setting up. So this one that we want to set up now. So all this our yes. Like 2 days. I mean 2 classes. So. Particularly, are you filling up space? Right. Okay. Okay, this is the pass you said.